looking pretty good. Nice young leaves. I'll be using the leaves and the radishes, but this first picking is for a friend, so I'm gonna just bunch it up and give it to her tomorrow. A pretty good crop. Wow, that's a perfect radish. Beautiful. It's just the right size and a good stage to eat them. They're not overgrown. The leaves are nice and tender as well. So good either for a salad or any recipe. Very nice. Beautiful. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Look at that. The ones on the outside are bigger than the ones on the inside, but really good produce, perfect produce, organic free, pesticide free organic produce. Here are the radishes. I still didn't get them picked, but today is the 1st of June and I decided to pick some. The last time, I think it was the 3rd week of May, when I took pictures of the radish and I pulled some out to give to a friend. But you can see they are pretty grown. We had had a very bad cold spell, so the leaves are a bit damaged, but they can still be used. So it was most likely wind and cold that damaged the leaves. So I'm gonna pick some of the bigger ones and try and use them in a recipe. I would like to try them out in a new recipe. So they are small. That's surprising. But the tops can still be used. So I'll probably use the tops as well. This is a green onion that was growing in between, which I can also use in the recipe. Okay. So there's some nice size ones. So you'll find if they were growing too close, then they wouldn't have had room to expand. There's a baby one there next to the big one. So some of the tops look really green and long, and but you can see that there's a tiny radish. So there's a healthy bunch of radishes. Just after harvesting, I'm going to take them in and wash them. And I think I'm going to try these in a new recipe and save the greens for omelets and soups. So there's the greens, looking very healthy. There's a radish harvest, and I'm going to get to clean it now. So here's one of the radishes. The stems look pretty young. If you break it and if they're young like that, then it's good to still use them, chop them up and use them like how you would spinach. But some of the leaves got badly damaged and they're looking a little dry and not as healthy. So I'm going to discard these. But the young ones look very nice. So these are good to use. They'll be chopped up fine. And I'm going to use them in omelets mainly and soups. But you can see the inside there, it's starting to flower. And so we'll pinch that top off and discard it. I could have left it for seeds, but I have limited space in the balcony pot, so I had to use all of the radishes in that pot so I can plant something new in there. And so as for the radish, things like this will be discarded, and you just snip it like this. I just snip it at the top and snip the bottom end, and they're pretty good. They don't have any insect eaten bits or anything like that. You can see they're really nice. This one is small because I think it just went to seed and they were a little crowded in the pot. So since they have no insect bites or anything like that, you just take the top off really good and clean them. So now I'm gonna soak them in a bit of salt and rinse them and see how I can use it in a recipe besides salad. So for the stems, you can see you can even take this coating of the stalk out, like the outer layer, and just use the inner layer, so it's much more tender that way. So it just comes out as you break the stem. If you don't want to use it, you can discard it. You can discard all the yellow leaves. There's not much in the nutrition in there, so you can discard the yellow leaves. The older leaves as well, so that can be discarded, but I'll use these. These look nice and green. These have been washed, and I'm just going to soak them in a little bit of salt water to release the spiciness out. So I'm going to leave them in there and give them another rinse or two after. I'll soak them for about half an hour or so in salted water. The tops, I'm also soaking in salted water in case there's bugs and stuff. It will come rise to the top, and maybe for about an hour or so, and then give it a few rinses and chop them up. There it is, soaking in salted water. tofu, and we're going to brown the tofu as evenly as possible. If you squeeze the tofu out after rinsing it, it doesn't take long to brown. So just toss it around and try and brown it evenly on medium heat. Nice and golden brown, it's ready to remove from the pan. mustard. As soon as the mustard starts popping, add in the onion. Speed up the browning process. Add in the radish greens and give that a quick stir. Within 3 to 5 minutes, the radish greens will be wilted and it's just about ready to eat. So don't overcook it and burn out the nutrition. It's almost all done now. Cook on medium-low and allow the water to drain from the herb, so it cooks in its own moisture. And this is the time to taste and adjust your salt. You can see it's nice and dry. That's how we want it. I'm just going to give it a turn. This is about 3 to 5 minutes. And add some seasoning. Give it a minute or two for the cheese to cook, and we'll come back. So I'm going to add in the tofu. Very blending. Just start to blend in. I just turned off the heat. It's ready. It's a quick lunch meal. There'll be no plating for this. It's good with flatbread, like with roti, naan, tortillas, hot tortillas, and it's a great vegetarian meal on its own, or as a side dish with meat. Thanks for watching.